What if I told you I could help you solve all of your problems? But since I only have 7 minutes,
I'll be talking about how you solve your problems. Now, some of you use chance, some of you might play FNDR Mispariam, and some of you use analytics. Some of you have a North Star goal, only care about the cash. Some of you talk with advisors. Maram, how do you solve your problems?
Yes, clearly.
So, that's correct. Most people use AI or a professional. AI is the fastest, we all have access to it. Professionals are much harder for a lot of us to reach, but it's obviously a great resources you have, if you have the availability to it. I like the in-between, the strangers, the students, and retirees. And at the end of the day, there's not really any right answer, it's more about the process. Programmers, they talk with a duck on their desk. And so when I said, I'm going to help all of you with your problems today, you probably said that's impossible. And my response is, try me. Try me is the way to get human answers when AI is not enough. So it starts with social meetups. Now, these are like speed dating, excepting for we review different problems. People take turns in a organized fashion, going over problems and helping other people with their problems. We've already held our first meetup at Potion Bar, and I'm planning a second meetup with a famous Israeli chef and a famous actor here, who will be experts in their field. They will engage in a debate on stage, followed by the speed dating for giving advice. We have a web app available. All of you are welcome to check it out right now. Just turn your volume off. The promo is at tryme.games. The demo for this actual app is at demo.tryme.games. And it's very simple. You create a trial, which is a yes or no question typically, that you need an answer to. And you either say you want to find the first person available to help you answer your question. You're sort of like talking with a duck, except for a response back to you. Or you schedule with a friend, a coworker, somebody else. You can even use our marketplace to help find the perfect person who you need to speak with. So it's very simple. You can look at their experience, their expertise. You can speak with them, pay them a certain fee, and then get their time. The gameplay is simple. There's always an affirmative person, who is the person who creates the trial, and a judge, who's the person who gives their verdict at the end of the trial, yes or no answer. But of course, there's different types of games and different gameplay. So you can have multiple affirmative judges, you can have negative as devil's advocate or observers. And there's even games that encourage learning, encourage you to step into somebody else's shoes. We have guardrails to make sure that we have the right community in place for our application. For one, I'm starting with in-person events so we can grab the right people for testing. But then within the app, there's gamification elements, NDAs, different elements that help ensure that you talk with someone who you're comfortable speaking with. Now, here's why I focused on this project out of all the ideas I had, why it's very important to me. More than ever, we have a lot of distrust in our society. People don't trust the media, they don't trust the news. People on the left don't trust the right, and vice versa. And it's caused enormous problems. The biggest one is depression, which the Surgeon General of the US has said has led to more deaths than anything else facing us today. And how do we confront this rising depression rates? How do we handle them? My idea is humanity. And we can see this. Nearly 5 million people a month turn to Cameo just so they can have some celebrity give them some feedback, give them a shout out, happy birthday or whatever. The closest competitor to my app, Quora, gets 300 million unique visitors, and it's text-based. You actually don't get to have that human contact that I think people need in order to lose these depressive symptoms. And so this is why I'm saying we should look for a human connection instead of coming up with AI girlfriends and boyfriends that make people more depressed. And we should have better social networks instead of blockchain networks. We should look to the existing cafes and bars that need more customers before we start harvesting new places on the moon and Mars. And here's why you two should invest today. We right now are in a classroom setting, so you're probably thinking about how this app can be used towards conflict between students in a class to get to a resolution, or for tutoring. But there's actually a ton of different verticals which we can apply within this app in a systematic process. The first one I want to talk about is speech and debate, because in high school I was a speech and debate student, and I noticed there were more than 100,000 people who spent money on a timer, just so they can time their debates, who has to speak when. This is something that we can build out in our app for free. But beyond that, I was the first member of my team at my school. There was no other team members. And I saw that if you are any part of a team, it's very hard to practice. It's very hard to get the experience you need to excel. And so you're stuck on your own. And we need to get away past that. We need to have a way that people who don't have their own social network around them be able to access one. Here's another vertical, arbitration and mediation. For the Israelis in the room, mediation is when two people try to get to a resolution that helps both of them. It's not just shouting over each other, we both want to win. It's a very weird concept, I know. There's no app for mediation online. There's nothing. What happens today is people spend tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on Zoom, Google Hangout through a lawyer, and it's not streamlined for the process. You can't have control and set up everything beforehand, so you know who's going to speak when and what the voting has, what's happened in the past. And so within this app, we have a bunch of different revenue streams. I have a table just showing one of them here, but you have premium membership fees where you pay monthly fees so you can record trials and get even more feedback than the people who joined it live. You have service fees from the marketplace where we take 18% from the experts. We have ads and partnerships with debate leagues and different types of clubs, improv clubs, a wide array of places that want to get more members that we can work with and help them practice their craft. Right now, we have the promo site available that all of you are welcome to check out, tryme.games, and a demo built with TypeScript on demo.tryme.games. We have a projection of how I'm building this app. I'm doing everything in-house on my own. And I'm looking for $500,000 in funding, primarily for marketing and ad campaigns, operations, and so that I can get a better developer to help me with Rust and Go and DevOps, very complicated things. Thank you. So.